And we're live.
What it do? What it do? What it do? We got Lunatyde in the building. Jezebel, how you feeling?
What's going on? What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Luna,
Happy
how you
Monday.
feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm excited to be on the show. I love you guys. You guys are great. I've been watching your interviews all day.
Man, look, man, let me tell you one thing and one thing for certain. I've been watching your videos all weekend, you know, and y'all got some smoke over there. I see y'all working. How everything been? How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I had a chill weekend. I got to spend time with family. The weather's been nice out here in California, so I got to go swimming.
Oh,
Now, you
wow.
you know you just made some people jealous because I don't know when the last time I was able to dip my feet in the pool.
Right.
The Jezebel, when the last time you was able to dip your feet in the pool?
It's been a while. I must
So
say,
so
actually,
you,
yeah, since October.
yeah, you just contributed. You just contributed in making us all super jealous.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you swim in the ocean, or do you have like a pool in your backyard? Like, what's
It's
the
my
swag out
grandma's
there?
pool. Yeah, it was a little family brunch. We went to church. We did a little brunch, and we hung out in the pool in the jacuzzi. So it's a nice little Sunday.
You know what's funny? I was just saying the other day, I haven't been to church in so long.
Right.
So, how long has it been since you've been to church?
It's
You
been
been,
it's been a bit.
yeah, because you've been traveling, you've been on the road, you've been to DMV, you've been Cali, Atlanta, like you going wild right now. How's that experience been?
It's been good. It's been really interesting to be honest, because I know the like when I did first come out to the DMV, it wasn't. I didn't plan to do all the music I did, and like get all the connections I gained. So that was a very interesting experience. And when I traveled elsewhere, like New Orleans, I went to Dallas. I was like separate. It wasn't really music wise, but it's like been nice to travel. I haven't been able to really travel
So,
like that. I've just been in
so
California.
you say you came to the DMV and just stumbled across hits?
So yeah, so the whole ordeal about the DMV. So I was dating my boyfriend now. He's from Maryland, and I went out there to go like see him and stay with him. So I stayed out there for a good 7 months. And before I had left, I came in contact with local producers, Dominic, he's my connection. He helps me out with everything I'm doing, and
That's a good guy.
right.
Yeah.
But so we had came across through BandLab because I used to do my music on BandLab before I met anybody doing music. So I just did my own thing. And he's like, "Oh, when you he's like, we should definitely get in the studio." And so somehow you just happened to be in Maryland. I was going, so then I
Where
showed up to
where
Maryland. And
where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Palm Springs, California.
Okay. All right.
Palm Springs,
West Coast.
California. How'd you connect up with a Marylander boyfriend?
So it was through a friend app. It was an app. It was a friend.
Is the boyfriend there now?
Yes, he's
Is
over there on the couch watching TV.
is he enjoying the Cali weed?
Oh, I don't know. To be honest, you
So
should.
look, so do you smoke?
Yes, I do.
You do smoke. So
I
you
do.
do know on this show we ask, what are you smoking on? Now what's
Um,
interesting is the past few weeks I've had some of my guests not smoking on anything. I
oh,
don't know, but they don't
yeah.
smoke on anything. So what are you smoking on, or have you been smoking on lately?
So what I've been smoking on lately was like it's like a green dragon. It's called green,
Whoa!
but I usually my boyfriend usually goes in and grabs it for me. So he just grabs whatever and I just try it, and see which ones
So
I like.
Indica,
so
you
we're
more
gonna
of an
have to.
indica person or more of a sativa?
Indica, yeah, more indica.
You like
Okay.
indicas?
Yeah.
Um,
Me too.
so right now I am smoking on some biscotti, but this is like it's like heaven in a bag. You know, I went in the studio. I went in the studio earlier, right? The
Mm-hmm.
session was supposed to be 1 to 3.
Hmm.
It ended up being 1:30 to 4.
Oh.
So part of it is my fault because I
Mhm.
was late, right? But then the other part, it was a hot song. You know,
Right.
you like so when you got up to global, and you didn't have any idea what y'all was gonna make. I see you work with New Name,
My name, yep.
and I see you also work with Dominic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you got up here, you started making this music and dropping videos. Was that the direction, like when you started to make music? Was that the direction that you were thinking you was gonna go?
Not at all. I really thought it was yeah, I didn't really understand where I was gonna go with it. I just knew I liked to make music, and I just made music. I really didn't put it much anywhere. I just put on BandLab and this little app called Rap Fame, which I did like since my freshman year of high school. It's just like a little app where people shared music and stuff like that. So that's where I started building up like a little bit of a fan base.
Okay.
And then, but otherwise beyond that, I like didn't
So
have a bit.
how long you been at it? How long you
I've
been
been
at
at
it?
it so. Third grade is when so I've been singing my whole life. I love singing since like forever. However, I did like piano lessons. So that's when I got into like making my own music. It's like in third grade. And then once I hit high school, I got into like digital technology. And that's when I was like, oh, you could transfer all of this to the computer. And so, right. And so that's when I got into like making music. I was like, okay, so I could play the piano, put it on the computer, and then, oh, you could do all this. So that's when everything clicked. And that's how I
You
got
want
it.
you want to know what's funny?
Yeah.
When the technology bug came, right? I was
Mhm.
one of those people who was still writing on my CDs and handing them out and whatnot. So one day I went into this club and I
Mhm.
tried to hand one of the guys my CD, and he's like, "Yo, bro, no one does that anymore. I need a link." You know what I'm saying?
That's hilarious, right?
So like, what was the first song you made? You remember that?
That's like yes. Okay, so the first song I made, like on my own, like digitally wise, was like the song "Someone New." It was my sophomore year. Luckily, what was cool is that I was in a digital arts technology program, and
Right.
so I originally started with radio broadcasting. But I just told my teacher, I'm just turning in music from now on. Like I'm not doing any of like the school stuff. I'm just gonna turn to music. He's like, okay. And we ended up doing, it's called Black Voices Rising during the summer program. And they actually did a music video to like my first song. I had to find it, but yeah, it was like my first song that I actually like was like, oh, okay, this is starting my vibe. But yeah,
That's
sophomore year
dope.
of high school.
Like so, like on my show, like I've had like lately we've had. Well, I don't think we've had a female artist on the show in a minute.
Yeah.
Well, like since what? Sandy Michelle, maybe Essence was maybe.
Yeah. That was a while ago.
Yeah, this is definitely like a nice change of pace, right?
Mhm.
So, who are some of your inspirations in R&B?
Yes. Okay. So I like sat down because I also have a playlist I made in middle school on YouTube of like all the different music I liked. And I went through the list and I noticed the list was really long.
Yeah,
So it won't take this whole show for me to name them all, but I'm gonna just name a few. But I had like written down Tony Braxton, Sade, Aaliyah, definitely, most definitely my R&B.
I'm glad you said that, right?
Oh, hey.
I'm glad you said that because that is the vibe that I get from you, Sade and Tony Braxton. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the vibe that I get. So
Yep.
like let me see, man. Like you've been down on the West Coast. Like how's it different from the East Coast?
Yeah. Well, so granted, like the East Coast, it took off more than I anticipated. So coming back to the West Coast is a little different.
Yeah.
I do have connections because I'm going to Los Angeles Film School. I'm trying to learn music production, the whole mixing and like making beats and all that. So I have like those connections are like most of my connections here are mostly through school, and I'm getting like together with people who are like coming up too, and just trying to make something of themselves. So it's fun too because it's like we're all starting from like a base and like making like friendships and like building. Teams. So it's nice out here too. It's different. It's a different vibe, but it's interesting and beneficial as well.
Have you made a beat yet?
Yeah, I have.
How,
I've made a few.
How did you like it?
I like it. Actually, if you've listened to Fast Cars, I made Fast Cars beat.
You did.
I was
Yeah.
just watching that video.
Yeah, that's dope.
You just
So
dropped.
look, so you got your own production cred and all that good stuff. I'm gonna ask you a hard question. You were ASCAP or BMI?
I'm with BMI, but switching to ASCAP.
You dumping the old and coming with the new, right?
Yeah.
What made you want to? What prompted that?
Yeah. So actually, during class, because I just finished a music business class, and so we were talking about like the actual definition of like what each company does, and so I think that's what prompted it. Like gaining more knowledge prompted it, as well as Dom was like, he should.
Yeah, like
go on ASCAP. I was like, you're right.
Yeah, I've been with ASCAP since 2006, right? I thought about joining BMI. Then I got on the phone with BMI and I was like, computers, people. So I'd rather deal with the people. So ASCAP was for me. You know what I'm saying? So with Fast Cars, how's that track doing for you?
Yeah, that one was interesting. Fast Cars was it's going good. It's going up, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yes, it's taking its moment, but you know.
Are you doing shows in Cali? Are you doing shows in Cali?
Yeah, no, Cali's a lot more like very strict. So venues are very
Yeah, they still shut down real heavy.
Yeah, they're still pretty shut down for the most part.
See, like that's crazy because I see a lot of the artists are heading to California now from Atlanta, and then a lot of the people that are not from Atlanta are heading to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So it's real trippy. You out there with all the labels? Have you went to any labels?
I have not. Yeah.
Really? Do you have a dream? Do you have a dream label?
No, not currently. I have to do my research more and go more into depth so I can fully understand each label and what they're offering.
Right. So when you started music, what is that like? Because we talk about the love of the music. We talk about some people jump in it because they see the hustle in it. You've been doing it since high school, so you obviously you would be singing if it wasn't a business for you.
Yeah, no, I would always sing it. Me and my mom laugh because she used to always talk to me about how when I was like younger at like the restaurants, they would sing happy birthday. And if I missed happy birthday, I would have to rush over there and be like, can I sing happy birthday for you? I would just go up to any strangers, sing for them.
No, that's like a born star right there. Not too many people have that ability to do that. That's what's crazy. Like, what you working on now?
Now I'm working on a new EP. So I've been working on like perfecting like my beats so I could put more of my beats out there and do music to my instrumentals. But I'm currently just trying to perfect my next steps.
Now look, I ain't gonna hold you, man. Like, you got the visuals, you got the music, you dropping through you draw Spotify, Apple Music, and things like that. Who you dropping with, DistroKid these days?
Yeah, I drop a DistroKid.
Yep. Curry, you like they did. You wasn't a part of the 50,000, 500,000 songs that snatched away you.
Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah, man, like that was one of the most craziest sagas. You know how many artists was real live done?
Oh God.
That? We talked about all the artists that like just was ready to retire.
Right.
Yeah.
Me too. That's horrid.
Like they were ready to just walk the tightrope and quit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So let me. What was your day like today? What did you get into today?
I had class this morning, and then I just was getting prepared for this because I do get nervous, so I had to like go through my whole rituals to get myself together.
How do you get over your nerves?
Yeah, so luckily today my school set up. We have different classes every month. So we just started a new class, and my new class is about creative presentation and how to carry yourself in interviews. So that was like our introduction today. I was like, perfect. So we got taught like breathing. I was like, okay, let me try that today. And it was like, this works. So I was like, okay, this is getting a little better. And
Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Like honestly, my first time on the radio, Trust was the first person to put me on the radio. Shout out to Trust. I don't know if you had the opportunity or pleasure to meet Trust, but Trust was the first person to put me on the radio. Although I did rent out Listen Vision one time, and I wanted to do my own show to see how I sounded. Right now, I get nervous too. The way I get over my nerves is to inhale some weed. Right. I have.
That's not where I expected it to go, but yes.
Yeah, prior to that, nothing would work. You know what I'm saying? Like there was the picture people, there was the bring your friends, and there was everything, and I still would be hot pounding.
Yeah.
And then I started hitting the weed before the shows, and I was like, this ready to do it. Ready to do it. So when I got on radio, even high as hell, I was still like, like Trust text me, and this what happened. Trust text me. He said, "You're doing good. Keep going. You're doing good." I said, "Oh, I got this shit." You know what I'm saying? So,
It's like, okay.
I still get nervous, and my third year. Sometimes, like when I'm coming on, even on here, I be sitting here like my heart be like, and I can smoke, but then I be like, damn.
What am I forgetting?
I don't know. I know I'm about to do a show, but just as soon as the lights come on, or as soon as I say we're live, it's like, but like you said, breathe and just act like you're. I mean, to me, it's just like I'm talking to you, Six. So I'm used to you now, and Luna, I'm excited. I've been listening to your music all day, so it's like, all right, it makes me feel more comfortable when you familiarize yourself with people as well.
That's true.
Yeah, like that. It's crazy because I've interviewed a lot of artists. I think I was more nervous about this interview because you're probably the first artist that I interviewed that I have never met personally. Right? So it's like, oh, this is the big game. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cali's looking. We gotta have our good face on because I'm trying to come out to Cali. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you recommend any good spots in Cali? Like, definitely I'm gonna need a tour guide. You and Brody lead me to the best dispensaries. Tell him I want to know all his spots because now I'm going to be chasing the dragon.
Yes.
I'm looking for that green dragon.
Let me know when you come out here.
Yep. I'm trying to plan like the end of March, but it's wild, right? Because on one hand, I'm not afraid of COVID, and I want to catch these good COVID flight prices,
They're going up.
Yeah. Then on the other hand, I don't want to fly Spirit. I want a nice
like
flight that offer me peanuts and Coca-Cola.
Spirit upgraded their planes though. They got more comfortable seats now. You just can't do it.
I just did fly Spirit.
You have? Have you flew Spirit?
Yeah, my last flight was Spirit.
How was it?
It wasn't terrible, It was chill. It's like a plane ride with no extraness. There's just like nothing extra. It's just a plane ride.
Yeah, just we're gonna get you there.
Yeah.
What those little cup margaritas? Get you 2 of those.
On Spirit?
Yeah.
What those were with Jezebel?
They got the Long Island iced teas in a little small thing, and then they got the margaritas. And then they also got little shots. But I get the margarita one. I think it's like $10 or something. Very small, but it's a nice ass buzz. Get you through your 5-hour flight to Cali.
I thought they only gave you soda.
Oh.
We have snacks too.
Wait, now are you flying first class, Jezebel?
No, I just messed up. I fly regular.
Not regular, not like economy, like coach.
Yeah, I like to sit in the back of the plane. We last to die. I'm not sitting in the front. Fuck first class. Y'all can have that. Y'all going down first.
Y'all already know. If y'all not, hey Luna, we got to get you in some pad gear, right? We got to get you some pad apparel. Like, we got to get you in that. My man came down here this weekend and brought me some It's Us gear. And
Ooh.
I'm rocking the new sweatshirt today.
Okay.
Right. My day was full of my day was full. I usually am not this unprepared or late, right?
Yeah.
But that studio session was wow, and I wasn't even supposed to book a studio session. I don't usually do anything on Mondays but get in the game, right? I'm like
Right.
Tom Brady. Do you watch sports?
No. To be honest, no.
It's okay. Jezebel doesn't either.
Oh.
But she's hip. She's hip to Tom Brady news, and that's all we need on this show. That's all we need. So you don't watch any sports?
Yeah, no. You don't really watch sports. I did sports, but I don't watch it.
What sports did you do?
I wrestled and I did track.
Nah.
Wrestled.
Nah, time out. You ain't time out.
Yeah.
Wrestling?
She said it.
I wrestled. Yeah.
Like okay, high school wrestling, right?
Yeah, it was high school wrestling. Yeah.
Did you ever want to go WWE?
No. No.
You never thought about it? What was your wrestling record?
Well, that's a great question. I don't even think I didn't keep track. Like everyone else was keeping track. I was like, I was
That means it was good. That means
like,
it was pretty good.
like,
You know, me and my twin brother got kicked off our wrestling team
how?
in the 10th grade. Well, we went to high school and it was for a, I guess, tournament type thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, something the guy did to my brother just speared him. So he got ejected.
Ooh.
And obviously they were mad. And obviously they wanted to really fight. So that's my twin. And we're already in wrestling gear. So why not, you know?
Right.
We didn't even get to watch the whole tournament. They kicked us out, made us sit on the bus, kicked us off the team as soon as we got to the bus, took my little earmuffs. I felt so bad. You know, I really wanted to get in a really good wrestling career.
Right.
You know, but it wasn't for me. I played football like crazy. So have you been watching the music game, the music industry right now, and Bobby Schmurder's home and
Oh, actually, I've been a little behind.
nah, right now you are currently working on music, working on school, and still being Luna. That's a lot. That's a lot. When is the project dropping?
So my first EP is dropping on the 14th of this month.
Okay.
And then I'm not sure about the next one because that one's in the works.
Okay.
The 14th of March. Mm-hmm. We're gonna be looking for that. What's the LP called? What's the EP called?
Luna. Just Luna.
This Luna?
Luna.
Who's some of the producers on there?
Yeah, so some of the producers are New Name Beats, and then global producers Dominic Jacobs, as well as Brian Velasquez. He's one of the students in my classes, and he makes really dope beats too. And then me. So we're all a little different.
Hey, so I told you that I tried to produce once.
Yeah.
I did my 55 album. It's only on SoundCloud. I didn't release it I did release it to the world, but then I took it away. I'm just releasing on SoundCloud. I'm not really like the best beat maker in the world, but I want to take a stab on that project. You know what I'm saying? So I dropped it on SoundCloud. It was pretty cool. It's nothing more rewarding than actually like building your project, having your actual visions and stuff like that. Do you like people in the studio with you when you make music?
I usually don't mind. So for some reason, like I'm best when I'm by myself, but like when I'm in the studio, I keep it together.
Yeah. Not because you were saying that you get nerves and stuff like that. What's crazy is I think, like you said, when you're in the studio with people, it gives you a different type of work environment. It's like take your kids and friends to work day. So you're trying to show them I'm the shit. You're not really like focus on the work itself.
That is true too. That's a
You
good
can-
example. Yeah.
yeah. That's how I perceived it. You know what I'm saying? So like you didn't know Bobby Shmurda was home,
No.
man. Like that is like the biggest
News right now.
No, I'm
right now.
I'm all behind on news. Cause I switched phones. I'm stuck on my iPhone 5, and I have really bad data. So it's like,
So
but
let's ask a question.
yeah.
What is the latest thing that you know? What is the latest update that your iPhone has given you?
Dang, I have to go through like every. What is
So
the
it is Biden the president, or is Trump still the president, or is Obama the president?
I'm just kidding. No, wait, I know Biden's the president. I know I'm up to date on major.
No, we gotta figure out what the iPhone 5 know. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm an iPhone person, right? And I still got the 6S. Like I put the little Gangnam style dude on the and then I bought this fucking 11 Pro, and I hate it.
No.
I love the Sixxcess. I think I like the Sixxcess because it sounds like success.
I get yeah.
But,
I get it. I get you.
but it works. It works better as well. You know, it works better as well. So Jezebel,
Bobby's home, and the East Coast, all over the United States, is going crazy. Everyone is coming out. Bobby, you're home, sending them all types of gifts. I forgot who sent them the jet, but he even had someone sent them a jet. Did you see him getting off the plane?
I
So
saw
Bobby
him getting off the
Shmurda
plane.
got arrested years back. He made that song.
Hot niggas.
You know that phrase, about a week ago.
Yeah.
All right, so that came from his song. Hot Boy. Was it Hot Boy?
Hot niggas.
Yeah.
Hot Nigga. That's the name of the song. Hot N-word or whatever. So
He was the hottest nigga on that song.
Went hot, and then they locked him up based on the lyrics of that song.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So he's just now coming home, and everyone's like, yeah, he didn't snitch on any of his homeboys or anything like that. Meanwhile, the world is going crazy over Tekashi 6ix9ine, which is going to lead us into another story. Now, are you familiar with Tekashi 6ix9ine?
Yeah. I like the basics, yeah.
Well, recently, he had an altercation with Meek Mill, which is going to take Sixxcess into his next topic. But he had an altercation with Meek Mill in a parking lot, and he was provoking Meek Mill, shall we say. But Meek Mill was, trolling him on Twitter before, talking all types of trash. And he's mad Meek Mill didn't react to him getting all in his face. His baby mama, this is the important part of the story, is his baby and his daughter's life is in danger at this very moment. He has been talking down on King Von, who recently just passed away, talking about some breast and piss, going at different people on the internet. Meanwhile, his baby mom is receiving death threats towards her and her daughter. People are threatening to put their hands on his child. People are threatening to put their hands on her. He has not provided them with any security. Meanwhile, his current girlfriend and her child, which is not his child, has full security.
Man.
So that's the tea.
That's a tea.
Listen, let me tell you one thing for certain. Luna.
Yeah.
You wanna weigh in on that one?
That's a hot mess. That is. I don't even know what to say about it. I'm just like.
I mean, like, I don't even know. The world is different now, right? Like white for kids or girls and kids used to be off limits.
Right.
I guess when you're spending $10 million to keep yourself safe, somebody got to get touched.
You ain't shit.
No, I mean there's a lot of stuff going on. I saw the Meek Mill video and I found it quite entertaining when I heard him yelling, "Are you trying to send me back to jail?"
But we thought Meek Mills was a gangster.
Yeah.
Hey, I guess even gangsters don't want 3 strikes. Hey, he likes popping his Harleys and things like the next man. So I don't blame him. But I don't know. See, R&B artists, you guys don't have to deal with R&B beefs. What's the most craziest R&B beef that you've ever like heard? See,
There's a
y'all keep it under wraps.
yeah,
R&B artists
I
keep
know,
it under
like
wraps.
yeah, it's under wraps. Everything's like low key. You won't hear much about it. It won't be headlining.
It'd be like when you listen to y'all's when y'all 50 and 60 years old and you're doing that behind the stories jump and it's like, hey Shanti, how'd you feel about Keisha Cole? Hate the bitch.
30 years later.
Right.
Oh, tell us more. That's why you guys never worked. But what are some artists that you want to work with, indie and or mainstream?
Ooh, that's a great question. I know for sure. I know I've been on The Weekend for a minute, so
Yeah, he's fire.
yeah, definitely love to work with The Weekend. Brent Fires would be fun too.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Summer Walker, the mainstream. I know I'm more into mainstream nowadays.
What song was it for The Weekend that got you that reeled you in?
Ooh, okay, so first it started off with The Hills. That was what I heard in high school. I was like, oh, okay, yes. But then really listening to the song I always stick with is the first song he put out. And for some reason, the name just totally left me. You know, when you're on camera, everything just goes.
Hey,
but
like my brother used to like the song "I Can't Feel My Face," and he would come around every day pulling up singing that song, and then I found out it's a cocaine song. So
that's exactly what it is, isn't it?
I went to my brother. I said, "Bruh, you know that song that you always be singing? I Can't Feel My Face is about cocaine." You know what he said to me? Why you always sing it? But for me, it was Earned It.
Earned It. That's a good song too.
Like I heard that song. Like I used to want to sing. I used to want to sing really bad, right? I used to write for R&B singers.
Oh yeah.
That was how bad I wanted to sing. But me and notes and keys, they don't really work too well. So I wasn't really a real good singer.
Did you get a vocal coach?
No.
That
I
helps.
did not. Now, what was crazy is my mom is a vocal coach, right?
Are you not utilizing your resources over
right?
My mom is mean. My mom is mean. When I was younger, right, she'd be like, again. She said, does it sound like that on the tape? And you know, back then it's the tape, so you gotta wait till the rewind. She hold the rewind button, yelling and mad. And she like, did she press play? You gotta listen to it. Then she want to rewind it again. If you don't sing it like that, you're gonna be in trouble. You know, we had a little singer group called the Trowell Four.
Yeah.
It was me, twin, my little brother, my little sister. And yeah, they couldn't tell us nothing come Saturday morning. That's when we went to church. They couldn't tell us nothing. You feel me? As I got older, I realized that I just did not have it. You know, I just wasn't with it. You know, so I have this question that I asked, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, how does this make you feel? Are you a big eater, a big foodie person? Are you a foodie?
In a way, like I love to eat. I'm not picky. Like I'm not picky about my food, nor do I like go out to eat food, like go search for different types of food to eat, but I just like to eat.
What is the most extreme meal that you've ate?
Most extreme? There's a lot. So like most extreme as in as much food as I ate, or like the most crazy?
Nah, like you know how like I guess goat, things
Goat
like
is
that.
not
Snake.
crazy.
Goat is extreme.
No, it's
Snake.
not.
Have you ever ate snake or alligator?
I have had alligator. Yeah, I've had alligator.
Have you ever had octopus?
Yeah, I love seafood, so I eat like all types of seafood.
See, out there in Cali, how is the seafood?
Ooh. Okay, so this is the seafood I grew up off of, so I think it's good. It's I know by the beach it's the best, of course, because it's fresher. But seafood's pretty good out here. Yeah.
Have you had the Merlin seafood?
Yes. Yeah. Ours have lots of seasoning. Like what we do, like our crabs is what I noticed the biggest difference. Like we eat king crabs out here, so it's just the crab and some butter. And then when I went out to Maryland, it was the the blue king crab, and that was a seasoned. And you had, that was just totally different. I was like, ooh, I like both of these.
I'm so glad that you said that, and I hope that my friend is watching, Frenchie. We were talking about the seafood in different areas, and I was like, over there in Cali, they look like the type of people that just give you butter. Because that's rich people. That's how rich people eat it. I didn't even look. The only reason I even tried to dip a crab in butter is because I saw some rich people doing it in the restaurant, and I was like, what is that y'all gave them? You know what I'm saying? That's what I asked. I said, what is that y'all gave them? They said, it's just butter, sir. I said, well, why don't I have butter?
Butter.
I need butter too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the weirdest thing that I've seen in Philadelphia, they are accustomed to going to two restaurants, a steak and cheese place and a pizza place, loading the pizza with the steak and cheese, wrapping it up and eating it all in one.
With a bun?
It's all together.
A bun wrapped in cheese pizza?
A traditional steak and cheese, how we would get it. Do y'all have steak and cheese in California?
If it's from Gino, that's spot
on. Yeah, we just do. No, we don't have one. Yeah, no.
No. What is?
I would try that. That sounds like a heart attack, but good. Especially if it's a New York slice of cheese pizza, a big New York slice of cheese pizza with a Philly cheesesteak wrapped around. Oh my gosh.
That sounds good.
I would say that shit.
So I'm not gonna lie, as a man, I can't eat it. I won't be seen eating it. Like I still have a rule with eating hot dogs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw this picture, and I'm gonna show y'all this picture real quick. And I want to see like Jezebel said that she would like to partake in it.
Oh yeah, let me see.
This is it.
It doesn't look bad.
Yeah. Okay, I would try it. I would try it for it.
All right. So what I'm gonna need y'all to do is y'all try that, and y'all let me know.
I'll say what you know.
Send it. Post it on. Did you post it on Facebook?
I did.
I'm going to find it because I'll drive up to Philly just to try it.
Yeah, it's so. If hot dogs are bad in DC, I'm sure these are bad in DMV as well.
Yeah,
I'm pretty confident. So you've been a big eater. I like seafood. That's my favorite food. I even thought of converting myself to only eating seafood.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about that too.
It's hard.
I tried it. I thought about it, and my wife used this big word to describe the actual term that it's called.
Oh, pescatarian?
Y'all did it too. It's a woman thing. So what I did was I said I can't do this because if someone asks me what it is, I'm not gonna be able to formally explain to it. I'm gonna have to go into detail. I don't eat nothing but seafood. And then when they say that word, I'm gonna think they asked me about a religion. Because that's what I thought it was, like a religion. But what is it? How do you say it again?
Pescatarian.
Pescatarian.
Yeah.
Why does that sound so?
Vegetarian, pescatarian, and then it's another one. I forgot that.
Yeah, but why do they call it pest?
Pescado for fish. I thought fish,
Oh,
pescado. So
oh,
pesca for
wow.
fish. Yes, I don't know. That's just me guessing here.
No, that's a good guess though. That makes sense.
What has anything ever like? What is the? Have you ever had like a mind blowing moment? Like been so high you had a mind blown moment?
A lot
Yeah,
of them.
I'm pretty sure. I've had lots, but none of them are coming to me at this exact moment.
That's the best part. Someone asked me. I got asked this question.
Yeah.
I got asked this question, and I'll tell you the question after I tell you what the statement it led to because it was an interesting statement. He said, "You don't get the right answers because you don't ask the right questions," and it made me question what's more important, the answer or the question. You know, so
Yeah.
so he was asking me. He said, Are you in one really long day, or do you go to sleep and everything resets because you don't remember a lot of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, is it just a nap that you take and it's still one really long day,
Huh.
like a movie?
Hmm.
You
Me
got
personally,
lost here. Look, that's too much thinking.
that's like a
I was
whole.
super high. Now listen, I just said, have you been
enough
super
to
high
answer.
that your mind was blown, right?
Yeah, I
That
was like,
was
am
the
I
that
having
like so. Of course, while I'm hearing this, while he's talking to me about this stuff, I read something that was like the most craziest thing I ever read. The FBI confirms UFO are here.
a long day? Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Where they come from?
Where do all UFOs come from? I
And I,
think if you want to know where a UFO comes from, it actually comes from a UFL, unidentified location.
Yes, no.
You know what, Six? I'm not messing with you. Not
Hey,
today.
hey, I'm just telling you, no one knows where aliens come from. I believe that aliens been here. I think that it's 2021 and the aliens said, hey, shit's so crazy, put out the old
I think it's a
saucer.
distraction. I think it's a distraction from what's really going on here. It's a distraction. It's to get people distracted. None of that shit
Now,
is real.
now, like honestly, Jezebel and Luna, you can tell me if I'm crazy. Okay. But we got we got Joe Biden in office, and he is really to me like the poster boy of unity, right? So
Hmm.
I think that the aliens are about to make their claim to pieces of the land too, and we're going to give it to them. They're going to be more free to do their thing, their will, with Joe Biden in office.
Speaking of Joe Biden in office, and in light of Women's History Week and month, which is March, how do you feel, Luna, about the bill that he just signed for allowing transgender women to participate in women's sports?
Mhm.
How do you feel about that?
Well, personally, like my biggest belief is just everyone's life is their journey, and I feel like we don't have, like, we shouldn't have so much room to, I guess, interfere on other people's lives. Of course, there's like a certain degree that we have like common ground, like murder and all that stuff. But just like if people aren't affecting like other people's existences, are not crossing that main boundary, that main boundary that we've all agreed upon, that it's I'm glad, like, live your life, be you, do you.
Mhm.
I'm glad you have opportunities to do so.
Okay.
Yeah. So like you feel like do you feel like that
It's
it
fair.
or balances out the playing field?
And that's also a hard part because I guess I don't have like anatomy wise.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Not
Yeah,
everybody.
anatomy wise is different because I guess I've been like, I can only say a point of view for, like, from my point of view, I've never been in any other body.
Well,
So
imagine in today's
Wrestling.
world, you would be a wrestler in high school and
yeah.
you would line up against a boy that's ready to slam you with a wig on.
That's what that really did though. When I wrestled first, like we first had wrestled dudes, and that's exactly what happened. That first match I did, I was slammed, and like my whole back
Exactly.
and all that. But I understand that too. Yeah, I understand that too. Like the actual the physicalities of it. So I feel it's a lot of thinking. It's a hard. It's
But the
tough. It's
the crazy part is, I'm starting to feel how you felt with your initial answer.
mhm.
Everyone is free to
Yeah.
live their life, right? The sad thing is, it's crazy because we would tell equal rights all the time.
Yeah.
I just wish that they didn't have to. Like, I feel like there should be a league for that. There should be divisions for transgenders.
Hmm.
Not because I think that it's not fair or whatever the case may be, but in the same breath, it's not equal still.
I
I
get you.
mean, throwing men in there with women and throwing women in there with men, um, it's really financial dictation. You know what I'm saying? It's to say, oh, who should make more? And really, I think that's a major setback to women that really strive hard to make a certain pay in sports,
Mhm.
right? Because
Mhm.
it's like, if this transgender male comes over here and now he's dominating the sport and now he's the king of this sport, but there's a field for men. You know what I'm saying? And
I get
he may never be able to make it in the men's league. So it's like, what stops them from saying, I'm a transgender just to go and chase an easier situation or easier life? So
you.
I don't think it's fair that in that regard, because they tell women are maxed. You know, women are maxed.
So have you guys heard of Fallon Fox?
Who's
No.
that?
That's the transgender MMA fighter who broke her opponent's skull
Oh gosh.
based on her strength
Hmm.
of her being, what is it, a nat, at whatever,
I
physically
thought they had to
male.
take like I thought they had to take like something that makes them no longer.
Well, like you guys said, it's not who you love, what you love. It's all about fair and what's not fair. Like
Yeah.
I think that if you, I think there should be a line, and I think the thing that probably bothers me the most is that's one of the first things that Biden, what I'm saying, worked on.
Mhm.
When we talk about equal rights, there's so much more going on. He's not going to defund the police like everybody thought
No.
he was. You know what I'm saying?
No.
There's other things. Why is that the first thing that you're doing? One of the first things within the first week of you being in office. There's so much other stuff to pay attention to. That was just my whole argument on that.
Are you into politics? Are you into politics, Luna?
In a way, yeah, half and half. Like I like to listen to it and like get an understanding of it and make, but like I usually don't have talk or like conversations like that. Yeah,
So
to be
when you're not in music mode, who
honest.
is Lunatyde?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just like to be at peace. I like to chill. To be honest, just figuring out myself. I'm a very internal person, so I'm always stuck in my head. So
Okay.
that's where I'm like, I usually find myself and just I like to be in an environment where I could just be stuck in my head peacefully.
Yeah. Yeah. So like that's like chilling at home, pretty much. Cool.
Yeah, I just like that's my ideal. My ideal day is just to be cool.
So who chose the big mirror in the background?
Oh, this is my mama's house. So my mama.
Yo, I was gonna get that exact same mirror.
Yeah, it was brown before. They had spray painted it. It's
Oh,
white to
man.
match.
Now Luna means moon.
Yeah.
Spanish. What is your is there something that, and then a tide? Like, could you break down your name?
Yeah. So I came up with a name back in middle school. At first, it did come out. Like I was like thinking of names that kind of interlock because me and my best friend we were camping and we're thinking of like just kids names, like just like what kind of names do we like? And I was like thinking of names that kind of intertwined, and so I can't really remember like when I first initially thought about it, but this is like the major. I was like, oh, like one twin named Luna if it was a girl, and my twin named Tide, and then so that was like one idea, but then I also what's like my little spiritual story is, so in my room, like back a few years ago, my window is right by my bed. So there's the sometimes the moon I would be able to see the moon. Like there is my neighbor's house, which I would only see the wall and then half of the house, and then the moon would be like right here in this little bit of sky. And so there's this one night, and it happens like ever so often, but the moonlight would just shine down on my pillow. So I woke up like one time in the middle of the night, just drenched in moonlight, and I was like, wow. And like just like appreciating the like just like nature. I love nature in general, but like the moon has always been so interesting to me, as well as the ocean, because the ocean is just like this big old abyss, and that like it fears nothing. The ocean is just, it is what it is, and it takes over whatever, you know.
Now it's amazing because as you're telling your story, I'm drawn to your shirt.
Oh yeah.
It has a moon and a tide. Is that a brand?
No, I wish it was, but I'm working on my own. But I happened to come across this shirt when one day I was binge shopping, and I was like, let me updo my like closet, so buying a whole bunch of stuff, and I came across this shirt. I was like, oh my gosh, that is me. I was excited. I was like, yes, it's a wave in the moon. So
Yeah.
I came across it.
So Lunatyde, what is Lunatyde afraid of? What are some of the things what are your fears?
Yeah, honestly, I guess to be at this moment in time, due to my age and stuff like that, not just having not knowledge of many things, I fear a lot. I fear the unknown. I fear not becoming everything that I have in my head, you know.
Yeah.
It's a lot right now, to be honest. It's like a little bit of everything causes a little bit of fear. You're just like, oh, what is this? Like, what am I going into?
Yeah. Like, what do you think feeds that fear of making you think that or question your level, that because you have a level in your head? What makes you think what makes you doubt reaching that level?
Right now it's the lack of knowledge, most definitely, because I'm trying to pick up and learn everything, but the fact that I do not know everything, and like I don't know much. Like I'm only learning like the first few percent of like the whole music business and just life in general, you know. And so the fact of not knowing is what makes the whole fear come into play, because you can't be confident. It's harder to be confident when you don't know what you're getting into and what you're doing and how
you want to know what's crazy about you just saying that, right? I was in college. I was at UDC, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was doing project management, and that was one of the comments. That was one of the classes about fears of not knowing how to do things and where to go. And the teacher used the subject matter of Apple, the phone company, and Apple just in general as a company. And they relate. Apple CEOs are aware. They don't know anything about cell phones.
That's true.
Right? They don't know anything about half the products that they create. They know how to make money. What they do know is how to hire people that knows these things. Right? So they call it SMEs, subject matter experiences. You know what I'm saying? Like that, right? Subject matters with experiences. So you use these type of people to alleviate that doubt in your head.
Right.
As long as you're focusing on what you need to focus on and getting that done, you focus on what you know, right? Like Warren Buffett says, they asked him, why didn't you invest with Bill Gates in this? And that's your friend. And why didn't you? He said, well, because I didn't understand all that shit.
Right.
He said, I invest in what I understand in, and it makes me money. So we don't have to know everything. That's the best part about living.
That is
what when you're like one of those people that like to be in control, not even like to be in control, but want to be a part of the control of things, you want to know everything. Like, even if you pay somebody to know it, you want to know it in case that person gets sick one. Like, so it's kind of like I love that you just said that, because I'm taken from that. And Luna, I experienced the same thing you experienced. So for me, it's like, you can get people to know this stuff, but then what if one day they just disappeared? Then now I'm shuffling to figure out what you knew if I just know a little bit of everything, it'll make me feel better with
Right.
it.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, almost
Yeah.
definitely.
That's why you realize, you know my saying. I gotta use it again. This is the perfect time. Think white.
Oh.
I love that saying, Luna. You know what I'm saying? It's like think
Yeah.
white. Whenever you gotta figure it out, think white. They never have one person. It's always about two, three. We'll call you and let you know. People on standby. They even created this nice way to get people to work for free called internships.
Mhm.
They are amazing. Those people are amazing. I mean, could you imagine if we was to put up an ad saying internships for the summer, and people would look at our black asses like, I ain't working for free. Hell no. They're like internship. Look, you know how black people do. They're like, I'm calling about the internship. How much is the pay?
Is it paid or unpaid internship?
Is it every, and when do I get paid? Is it every week or what? I'm like, well, bruh, internship in its own right, you just gonna be doing some intern shit, So look, what's the first thing you do when you wake up, Luna?
First thing I do when I wake up, go back to sleep. I'm just kidding. Okay, it changes different mornings. Like I've been recently trying to get into the whole waking up early just so I can have my time to myself. Because I love like that nighttime when the world's asleep. It's like the best time to be awake. So I've been trying to like wake up for that time and just like chill, listen to my music, take my time to myself. Where I don't have to do nothing else. So that's the most thing I do when I wake up. Take my time to myself.
So like, are you a movie buff? Are you a movie buff, a TV head?
Every once in a while, like I do watch TV, like I watch series and I've binge watched series. I've watched movies and stuff like that.
What's the series? What's the series that you've been binge watched on?
Yeah. Oh well, recently we just finished The Office. I was like the one we really binge watched.
Oh, yes. Oh my
I got into it all late, so I had to catch up with everybody. I missed everything all late, but
Luna's already thinking white.
The Office is hilarious.
it's hilarious.
I love it.
It's funny. I like cheesy stuff.
With the old Michael.
Like Super Troopers and shit.
It's funny.
Every once in a while, I still have to turn my TV on Family Guy. Do you watch?
Yes, I like Family Guy too. Yeah,
that's my favorite show.
That's a good show. Yeah.
But my daughter, she sees and she's like, all she sees is a cartoon, and she turns into Stewie, and it's like, oh hell nah.
I love Stewie.
Yeah, and sometimes I still sneak and watch South Park. I know that's
my mom is on South Park hard right now. Like hard.
Listen,
right now. And I'm like,
South Park is becoming a new like
you should not be watching this.
And I need it.
Yes, I love it. So,
yeah.
Do you watch any Ratchet TV?
What have I been? So I've been a little like away from the TV recently, but what have I? I did watch. Oh, I finished. Oh my gosh, everything's leaving me.
You watch Love and Hip Hop?
Never know.
Snowfall?
No Love and Hip Hop?
No, I haven't. Okay, so I've seen episodes, but I haven't watched it like consistently.
You see any like Real Housewives stuff like that?
Snowfall? Anybody watching Snowfall?
I haven't seen Snowfall either. Yeah, I've been slacking.
Oh my god.
Have you seen any episodes of Snowfall?
No.
Listen, I made it to 3 episodes, and I was like, I'm not watching this bullshit no more.
Why?
I used to like Queen of the South too, and I stopped watching that for the exact same reason. I don't like fake scenarios just to keep something going. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like it. So I just be like, nah, he's supposed to have been dead.
Have you thought about acting, Luna?
Oh yeah, I did musicals back in high school, so I loved acting. I also signed up with Backstage, so I did like I've done a few gigs, but that's so far about it. But
You're in the land of opportunity, or the
Most
state of
definitely.
opportunity,
Yes, yeah.
shall I say?
What's your
Grandchildren.
dream? What is your dream role?
Ooh, it's a good question. Honestly, I've always wanted to be a superhero in a film because I love just things that are like out of reality.
Right.
To be a
I
superhero.
promise you, Luna, Luna, you got to hear this from me first, right? If you
Okay.
play a superhero, I can't call you Luna no more. Whatever that superhero role you play, that's gonna be you. That's gonna be you. Like, do you watch any of the new superhero movies with like the new female superhero, like Batwoman, Supergirl, any of them joints?
Yeah,
Man, which one is which one's your favorite out of those?
that's a good one. That one. I've on so Superwoman is one I started earlier, so that's why I have more connection with Superwoman. Yeah,
Right.
but yeah, I
Have
recently
you
finished
seen
The Boys too. The Boys was crazy.
The Voice?
The Boys. Yeah,
Oh, bruh.
The Boys was crazy. I was like, ooh, okay.
Have you seen The Boys? Jezebel. Go ahead and watch those 2 seasons. You know what? As a matter of fact, Jezebel, you're going to watch those 2 seasons right after the day. You go ahead and you start watching those 2 seasons, and I guarantee you, you're going to be feeling yourself. That is one of the best shows. I think the best show, period. You
Do
know what I'm
boy.
saying? Yes, I was waiting for that. I was waiting for season 2.
Yeah.
Like,
Luckily, I started when there was a season 2, so I gotta.
have you seen the one Raising Dion?
No, I did the first episode though, but I haven't got
That
back
was a
to
good
it.
one as well.
Okay.
I love superhero movies.
Yeah, I love
Like,
superheroes.
it's like I get around, like I have different people that I hang around, right?
Mm-hmm.
And around like the rich uppity people. I can't even mention a goddamn superhero movie. It's
No.
like they look at it like I've wasted 3 hours of my day watching a superhero movie or something. It's like, okay, big guys, I get it. You spend 3 hours making money. I spend 3 hours watching motherfucking Marvel. Leave me alone. You know, like there's been times they call me and like they want to have a conference call. They're like, yeah, we got such and such on the line. We want to do a conference call. You available now? And I'm like, can I call y'all after Black Lightning? Cause I'm kind of in the middle of.
Yeah, no, not
Did you
superhero.
watch Black Lightning?
Yeah, I watched.
Another awesome show. Another
Yes,
awesome
Black
show.
Lightning was good.
Where am I? Like,
No, we
It's
know where you
okay.
at. You like watching the gangster stuff. Snowfall is a gangster show, but it should have been over. Did you watch
Animal
Power, Luna?
Kingdom, Queen of the South. And do you know Dick Wolf and them are coming up with a new show called Organized Crime that's going
Yes.
to be a part. I think they're doing a crossover with SVU in April.
Yes.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
they bring it back Stabler, right?
Yes, they're bringing
Yeah.
back.
Oh yeah, okay, I heard about that too. Yeah,
You like
that's
Law and Order? You like Law and Order?
yeah, I
Yeah,
love. I
I ain't
love
gonna
old
lie, y'all.
shows.
I'm not gonna lie. Am I the only person here that will be up at 3 o'clock in the morning watching Law and Order marathons?
Hey, yeah, that was back in the day.
Yeah, I like young. I still be on it. I even go to Netflix to be up on the newest seasons. Like
Yeah.
Law and Order is one of those shows that never gets old. You
Nope.
know that
That is true.
they actually use New York City and New York City cases.
Huh? Yeah. I didn't even know that fact about them, but
That's what makes them big. So like if you're ever in New York,
Mm-hmm.
you could possibly end up on the show.
Huh.
And that's been a part of their success and why people watch it, because people are always on the streets and they're always filming. You never see the cameras. They're always filming. So you could possibly end up on the show.
Interesting.
Understand. That's cool.
I had an opportunity to be in the newest Wonder Woman movie.
Mm.
And I couldn't wait. You know, that like they were shooting so long. They shoot forever.
Yeah.
I realized that movies are a big deal, but they shoot forever. You know, so I ended up not getting in that.
So now, this is a question for both of you guys. Have you guys ever been in a situation where you're supposed to show up on set, and it's like, is that what you're talking about? When you show up, they tell you show up at 8 a.m. and then you're
Yep.
there like 9 p.m.
I
and then
got there
they're
like
like,
they told everybody to get there at 12. The shooting was gonna start at 1,
mhm.
and they were still setting up the whole street. And it was like 5 o'clock came, and they was like, yeah, everyone meet here tomorrow. We're gonna shoot here tomorrow. So it was like, did we just watch y'all set up the street?
Yeah,
Like,
that's how it goes. It's always set up.
really?
Have you
But
experienced that, Luna?
Honestly, yeah, I've a few of the gigs I've done where they like you show up and you're waiting there. Like I would be rushing. I'm like I'm trying to make there on time, and then I get there and I still have like 2 hours. It's like well,
that happens with shows too. Like
mhm.
that happens a lot with shows. But I realized the bigger the production is needed.
Yeah,
You know, the smaller the production, it kind of be blown. Like if you get like a showcase or open mic and you there for 5 hours, it's like,
oh yeah, yeah, it's a little harder.
but when you're doing a big production, nah, you need to be there 5 hours before. You gotta do sound check, wardrobe check. You gotta hit the practice of the show. You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff on the real stage. So I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. Get
I
that.
don't. Yeah.
Yeah, forget that. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. I have no.
I get you.
Like I I had this show in Zanzibar, and we
Hmm.
sat there for like 5 hours before the show actually started, and that was just to make sure all the artists was there and nobody was late.
Right, and you have to worry about nothing else. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that too. It's like when you tell people to come to the party, but you tell them a few hours early because you know they're gonna be late.
Yep. Yep. Like my mother, she has Christmas parties,
Hmm.
and she used to tell us to get there at like 12, but dinner wouldn't be ready till like 5.
Exactly. So everyone has time to get there. Gotta worry
Yep.
about.
So
Yeah.
now I be like, look, what time is the dinner gonna be ready?
Never. When's it- yeah.
Not that I don't want to sit around my mom and everybody, but I mean, come on. I can't smoke in my mom's house. So
How do
I
you
don't,
guys feel about women proposing to men?
Mhm.
Luna, would you propose?
Probably not. Yeah, I'm a bit of I'm a bit of a brat, so like I prefer a woman get proposed to. So
man,
just grand for me.
You're
hey,
already married, but like, how would you felt like? How do you feel about that? You
hey,
have daughters, so would you want your daughters to propose to a guy?
no, nah, I wouldn't. I do think that it's lit though. You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I think that is lit. But I want a guy to want my daughter enough to ask her. You know, and like I want him to be geeking. You feel me?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, I totally agree.
yeah, I don't want her to be geeking.
Okay.
I'm like, come on, girl. I'm gonna be telling her because I'm gonna be trying to tell her you could do better than this.
Well, it seems like I've been online and there's been a lot of talk about this, and it seems like they're trying to push this narrative that women should be more willing to propose to men. And
Mhm.
I'm totally against it, but I mean, to who let it float your boat. But I just
Well, look,
thought it'd be a great question to ask you guys.
Yeah,
what's
it's a good
crazy is they pushing the agenda for men to play with women. So it's all types of
Let's get off of that topic. In
it's all
trouble.
types of transitions going on, man. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. This is crazy. That's just crazy. So, what part of California you live in?
Palm Springs though. Yeah, I'm still out in the Coachella Valley near Coachella.
Okay.
Have you been to Coachella?
No. I wish, but I don't. I know I'm like 20 minutes away. I've never been, but
Yo, that's a typical hometown answer. It's like Coachella. Who goes to Coachella? That's for out of town. Out of towners.
like I hear about it. I was like, oh, that's cool.
So, like, who is the most famous person you met
Mm.
besides yourself?
Yeah, I actually have not met many. I have not met many famous people, to be honest.
So I'm the
Considering what,
biggest. So I'm the biggest so far.
Yeah, you're pretty big. You're pretty big. You're
No,
pretty
like
good
listen,
for my top.
no, listen, no, look. Boss Biz, Jezebel called me up. It's been about a year now, right, Jezebel?
Yes.
Because I was on the bench for a while. I was on the bench, and she said, hey, you want to turn up? You want to turn up? And I said, I sure do. Ever since then, stock's been going up. That's how it is. You know what I'm saying? Like they tune in on Monday, and it's at 7 o'clock. At about 7:15, my Facebook, my text messages, and DMs start going off, and everyone. I just love that stuff. I love that. You know what I'm saying? What drives you though? What do you love?
What do I love? Well, I don't know. I just love doing me. I love being me freely. I ain't gotta worry about nothing else.
You like the fans and whatnot of it?
I do. I think that's so cool too, because yeah, I like the connections with people and positive interactions. Anything positive, of course, like anyone else. Anything positive, I love. Like you positive interactions with me, or like you just like I give you a positive feeling, or you have. I love that. That's amazing to me. I'm like yes.
Yeah. Facts.
Like,
Facts. It's like giving back what you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Receiving back what you want to give out. Have you
exactly.
had have you ever had a crazy fan? Like someone that just like blowing your day online, or have you had an online keyboard warrior situation yet?
Luckily, I've been blessed with being sheltered from like negativity. Most of the people I have around me have been like just positive. Granted, like when I've sent my songs for reviews, like there's been maybe like someone's like, oh, I don't like the singing or something like that. But that was like one occasion or like a few occasions, like two
Now,
or
like what's crazy is you talk about sites like Clubhouse and things like that.
yeah, it was like Clubhouse or like the different, like where you just submit. I can't remember the exact website, but you
But
submit
I get
the
what you're saying.
review. Yeah.
What's crazy is I hate those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like music is too subjective to be reviewed.
That is true too.
It's like, what do you like? If I send in my music, I'm sending it in to be played. If you're not gonna play it, don't ask for music. You know? So
I
That's good.
disagree because
yeah,
I disagree because I think
but
that
like
music.
okay, you're like you're a media outlet owner, right? So with that, with that, I, it's expected for you to disagree, right? Because
Okay.
you don't want to be bombarded with. You don't want people just sending you all types of music now because they like, oh, Jezebel likes anything. Yes, let's send all our music. Ooh, 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 ooh. You have to say that. But what I'm saying is music reviews. Someone can send you a song, Luna a song, and myself a song, and all three of us have different opinions of that song.
Right, that's true too.
Right? But if it's bad, it's just bad. And
Yeah,
what determines bad though? And
that is
that's
a question.
something that
That's
is
what's
off.
sad. We can't determine what's bad anymore because the
Mhm.
first time I heard "Bust Down Tatiana,"
I
I was
hate this
pissed.
song.
I was
And
pissed
look,
at
we
that.
agreed.
Yeah.
But that song is multi-platinum now.
Uh,
Oh, yeah. I feel like yeah, a lot. I think that those songs they have like those little catchy earworms. So like you first hear me like I don't like this, and then they get you with that little earworm, and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
I
no,
still
I like this song. Yeah.
yeah,
still don't like that song.
yeah. Nah, listen, I'm not gonna
I
lie to
like the
you.
beat. I like the beat. But as soon like it's just like
I get you.
if he wasn't saying anything, it'd be a hit.
I hate the song, but I went to Philly and it came on the radio, and I was on the Beltway about to take my exit, and I was like, "Bust down, Tatiana! Bust down!" I was like, "Oh shit, I
Because
like
it's
it. I
catchy.
like it now." So,
It's catchy.
like, and there has been plenty of songs, and I'm like, "All right, I may not play it, you know, but it gets blasted in my house. My kids love some of this stuff." some of these artists they listen to, like Young Mannies and Gunus and all these guys, I wouldn't listen to them because they are kind of like not my tea, you know. But hey, yeah, that's that nursery rhyme and stuff like that, man. I can't deal with it. But it is what is selling. You know, it is what's selling. Would you do a corny song to sell?
To be honest, like when I'm listening to music, sometimes I'm tempted. I'm just like, dang, like they really doing this stuff, like they doing it like that, and putting it out there, and people love it. I'm just like, wow, like I could try that, you know. But yeah, it's not my brand though, so it's not what me. So I have to like kind of guide
Yeah,
myself. Nah, just stick with what you're doing. Stay in your lane.
yeah. Now, like, if you, what's the? I guess what is the corniest you would go? Would it be like a 2-bar hook? Would you ever give us a 1-word hook?
Yeah, possibly. Possibly.
Now, like one of my friends, he said, "Dumb it down," because I used to go ham with the like
Yeah, that's me.
lyrical content. I guess they would say, and then it's crazy because now all the youngest they be like, "How old are you?" As soon as I say I'm 30 plus, they be like, "No," you know what I'm saying? Well, all the old heads they're like, "At your age, stop rapping like that." Like, yeah, fuck that. I sell more records than I did. I used to rap like that. So it's like, hey, we're gonna sell some records. You know what I'm saying? Like it's easy now, man. Like, so do you want to sign a deal? Do you want to sign a deal?
Eventually, most definitely. Not at this exact moment. Like, 'cause I want to build my knowledge up a little bit more before I start dealing like big with the big ocean, you know. But yeah, eventually we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I know it's going
You're
to my
still you're still young,
yeah.
so it's like sky's the limit.
That's true
You know,
too.
as long as you got like for real, what you have your ass cap already.
Hmm.
You have your song trust and your Harry Fox.
Not those ones, no. But yeah, we're
Yeah.
on top of those. We're getting business stuff. I'm getting business
Nah,
stuff.
what I'm gonna do after we get off here, I'm gonna send you this link, right?
Hmm.
And that link is all of the societies that you know what I'm saying need to know. And it's gonna tell you how they work, how you get paid, and
I
how
appreciate that.
you register your music. Yeah, no question.
Yeah.
Like, cause the one thing I realize about the artistry of everything is, we look at. Have you seen the Salt and Pepper movie?
Hmm. Yeah.
I finally gave in and watched it, and I don't watch those biopics for the movie. I watch them for the knowledge, right, and things like that. So like I'm learning things. I watched the Wendy Williams one as
Oh
well.
my gosh, I
Did you
did
watch
too.
that one?
I did, and
I
I love Wendy.
didn't.
I was
Do you watch Wendy Williams show?
heartfelt.
I don't.
I
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
I sent you an interview that you did with was it Hip Hop Network?
I I know I'm like terrible at names today, but no, I did one with it was. I'll pull it up. Just make sure I'm correct, because off the top of my head. But so it was Meet the Plug was my first interview that
Yes,
I
that's it
did.
was Meet the
Yeah,
Plug.
yeah.
Now, do you like doing interviews? Are you liking this press run that they got you on right now?
It's interesting. It's new, so like I'm getting used to it. I don't mind it. I enjoy like getting used and comfortable talking because I do like talking to people. I love like communicating. It's just it's hard at first, you know. It's like hard getting up like yourself, you know. So that's why I'm trying to get
How
over
many
me to talk.
how many interviews are you in now?
That's it. Yeah, this is my third one, my third official one. Yes.
They
piece of
say the
cake.
third one. That's what they say. The third's a charm. The third's a charm.
Okay.
This has actually been a very good interview. We've learned so much about Luna. Like, tell people that I don't know if they heard in the beginning. Some people might have been late. Where to find you and the new single and things like that.
Mhm. Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at lunatyde.official. And if you search me on YouTube, it's just under Lunatyde is my YouTube name where I have my everything I've released. YouTube's a major, and then Spotify is also under Lunatyde. So
Yeah.
those are my three majors.
So now I watched the Fast Cars video,
Yes.
and y'all y'all was racing up and down there.
No, so my boyfriend, he loves cars in general. He's very knowledgeable about cars, and he likes to drive fast, and he is an aspiring race car driver. So we had rented what was it? 2017 Dodge Challenger RT for the video shoot, and so he was just doing all his little tricks for the video. How his life.
So the song is a true story.
Yeah, it's based off of him. Yeah, he's the inspiration for that song.
Okay.
So do you pull a lot of your inspiration, like a lot of your songs from true, like actual things that you can relate to?
Yeah, most of them are. Secrets was a different story because I also do. So I like to pull from myself as well as just the world around me and just telling stories in general because I love telling stories. So Secrets was a little different. Secrets was just a story. I made a story up and I created, someone else's story.
So Secrets was like one of those moments where you were in the studio with a lot of people.
Actually, Secrets was I think what happened with Secrets. So I had gotten the beat is New Name's beat, and when I was writing to it, that's like the first word I heard. So like when I listen to the beats, sometimes I hear like words. So the first word that popped up was Secrets. I was like, okay. So like I started getting the flow to it and started filling it in. So that's how. But yeah, it's mostly that one. Yeah, I didn't make that one in the studio. We did that one. I wrote it before.
You did that by yourself?
Yeah, we wrote it beforehand. I wrote that one beforehand.
Do you have a studio in your home?
I just got a new setup because so before I went out to Maryland, I had my setup in my house before I initially started doing music, and then when I went to Maryland, then I started doing more studios, and then now I finally got my new setup in my new place, my new little place.
What you got?
Well, I have. See, I'm not a name brand person, but yeah, I got the microphones. I got the little screen, the little studio booth. We got.
You went Mac. You went Logic.
Oh yeah, I got Mac. I got Logic. I got Pro Tools. I got Ableton. Luckily through school, got all that stuff getting going.
Now, what's the name of the school again?
Los Angeles Film School.
Wow, that's a big deal. How many years are you in?
I'm technically in my third academic year. It's a weird layout. It's not like traditional school, but technically the third academic year. Mm-hmm.
So you're almost done?
Yeah, so for my associate's degree, I'm almost done. Getting there.
Are you going to go to more schooling afterwards?
Most likely. I've been debating, but most likely. I want to get my bachelor's in audio engineering. So I have that little background with technical stuff. But
now, has COVID made it more difficult or easier to get your degree?
I think it's both, to be honest, because so my distance from Los Angeles, so I was before COVID, I would travel to school, so about 2 to 3 hours, depending on like the traffic. And then now I don't have to travel at least, but I enjoyed more hands-on because it was easier to network. Now it's easier to attend class, but networking wise, it's a little different.
Yeah, you are super committed. How many days a week would you drive to school?
Luckily, it was only 2.
Man, that's a job. That's 6 hours right there. That's committed right there. That's commitment right. So it's 3 hours there and 3 hours back.
Yeah, just about, because traffic was terrible. I remember my first day of school and I didn't anticipate the traffic. So I was like, okay, naturally it's an hour and 45 minutes. And I was late like an hour and 30 minutes to school. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Class started at 9. I left before 6, tried to leave before 6, and still don't make it. Still was late. Because traffic, I did not know traffic was that bad.
Yeah, LA traffic is
it's no joke.
I have never been to the West Coast, and I'm really looking forward to coming there. I got to figure out where I can land there, because when I came, Atlanta tricked me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When I came to Atlanta, I was traveling back and forth here, and they treated me like a king. The weed was great. You know, everything was like walking distance or a quick 10-20 minute drive. So I
Yeah.
said, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna move to Atlanta, right? So I asked one of my friends. I said, "What you know about the South Side?" He said, "Oh, the South Side dope. Ross live on the South Side." I say, "Oh, bet I'm gonna move on the South Side." Well, guess what? I'm 40, 50 minutes away from everything. And the weed, when you live here, ain't that great. It's like, gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. I'm just like, sheesh. But the connections, though, I am starting to pick up and making some connections and
No,
making some headway, I guess, or some leeway, or whatever the case may be. What is one of the biggest obstacles that you've had to overcome?
yeah, I'm gonna say probably what everyone's saying, but it's definitely myself because it's not even the external. I feel like external boundaries are more easier to overcome than yourself because you're in your own bubble and your problem is like your own. It's harder to see. It's just harder to see the out and how to get out of it when you're
Yeah,
just in your own
you're
bubble.
right. I mean, you think about it. If it wasn't for this type of platform, you would
Mhm.
never be able to see yourself. That's why they make mirrors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Damn, like I don't even know what I look like half the time. I be
Right.
sometimes I get on here and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. It's like, have you ever done a video shoot or a photo shoot? It probably happens more in photos than videos. And have you ever done and when you got back to footage, you was like, why didn't nobody tell me my pocket was out?
Yeah, oh, that's happened to me. I was in a music video. My one of the first music videos I had done with a friend out in LA. And so I had this scene where I was supposed to like lay down on the ground. It was like red lighting, and my hair was supposed to be like spread out, like those types of scenes. No one told me until I saw the video that my hair was not spread out perfectly. It was like half here, half here. I looked like the doll from Rugrats. But it felt
The Tiffany doll?
yeah.
All
Like,
right,
no, I couldn't see nothing.
you're gonna
So
have to post that link for us later.
yeah, it was a good music video though. So I'm guessing it didn't ruin anything, but still, to me, it was like, well, no one told me. Like, fix it.
So like the first time that happened, was that the last time it happened?
Now I'm like, now I know for sure. Be like, okay, how'd that go? Let me see myself. Let me see what I'm doing, what I look like first.
Yeah. See, y'all girls are smart with that stuff, right? I called myself bringing one of my mans along, and I was like, yo, keep me straight, So I was like, elbows, you know what I'm saying? Elbows, you get like that, right? And clothes straight, clothes straight. Then I get in the video, and I'm like, bruh, you didn't tell me about my knuckles. So I told his ass, I said, man, you ain't never come with me again. You know what I'm saying? So like actually on my
Right.
last video shoot, I did already on video. It was like the first time I finally had just got it. Like, am I straight? Look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't say go yet. Don't say stop yet. Forget that, man. Like, cause that's one of my biggest fears, being seen weird.
Hmm.
You know? Are you a shopaholic?
Not recently, but when I have money, most definitely.
Like yesterday was the first time in like 5 years I bought
now,
myself a pair of shoes.
now, how the hell you wait to stay in shoes for 5 years, sis?
That
Right? Right?
and that's why I wanted to clear up my post, right? I didn't have the same pair of shoes for 5 years. I did, however, wear the same pair of shoes for 5 years. Now, of course, my birthdays, anniversaries, Christmas, the wife would buy me a pair of shoes, you know. But like I'm not really a big shoe person. I have like a really plain style, like real plain. Like throw me on some Vans, some Chucks, and I'm happy, right? But apparently that's not what black men should be doing. We need a pair of Jordans, we need a pair of Yeezys, and now that to step the game up, we need red bottoms, we need Balenciaga shoes and things like that. I just can't keep up, right?
Jesus.
So my producer buddies was in town, and they produced for Chris Brown, and Travis Scott and Lady Gaga, all the big names, right? They in town this weekend. We hit the mall. They where they go straight to the Jordans. You know what I'm saying? They getting the brand new Jordans that just dropped. They looking for the new Yeezys that just dropped. And I was really in there trying to keep up with them. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, I'm about to get these Jordans, right? I said, you got these in the 9? He said, oh, my bad, bruh. We got no more 9s. I said, no more 9s? They're like, all right. I didn't want to spend 200 plus dollars on those shoes anyway. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't want to be in the mall with them looking lame, right? So I was like, you know what? That's God speaking to me. I'm gonna go get these Vans. So I called the wife. I say I bought some shoes. She say, no FaceTime, no call, no nothing. Because I can't pick stuff. She has to pick it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I don't know what I don't really be caring. My kids be like, it's Jordans or nothing. I've never wore Jordans. Ever. I'm just saying, like, that's one of the brands that when I could finally afford Jordans, niggas was getting robbed for them.
Oh yeah, that's
So do y'all have that problem out there?
not that I know certain parts do, because when I was first growing up, we did live in like the north end, which is like it's the more
Urban?
the different, yeah, more urban. There we go. The more urban side of Palm Springs. That's a little different. Oh yeah, but where I'm now, yeah, not really, not too bad.
What's the most hoodest spot around there? Or that you've stayed in?
Yeah, okay, so the north end was pretty hood because like there was drive-bys. My brother was outside a few times. There was a guy running from the cops on a motorcycle with a gun, and the cops were flying by the house. Where I'm staying now actually is a little. It's also the more hoodish area of the Coachella Valley. Like as an example, like me and my boyfriend, when we were leaving our house one time, a lady had walked up to us asking us for a ride to get away from her boyfriend. Like she was trying to get home away from her boyfriend, and she just hopped in the car. And we're like, all right, we're going on this ride then. So we just drove her around, drove her home.
Did her boyfriend ever come out? Did y'all ever see her boyfriend?
Oh yeah, okay, that was funny too, because when we had turned on the street that she was trying us to go, she's like, "Oh no, that's him." So my boyfriend had like turn out. We were like, it was an interesting experience. But she was nice.
That is really scary.
Yeah.
That has happened to me before.
Yeah.
I was driving down Branch Avenue in DC and well in Maryland. I'm driving down Branch Avenue and this lady just hops in front of my car and she's like, help me. And I'm like, help you what? She's like, I need to get in. I need to get away from my boyfriend. I said, well, where's your boyfriend? She said, he's in my car right there. I said, well, get the fuck away from my car. I was scared as shit. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Like, I am not a bitch by any means. You feel me? But first of all, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning and you jumping out in the middle of the street. You banging on the window as soon as I stop, like, help me, let me in, help me. My boyfriend. And I'm like, where's your boyfriend? And he not even a light behind me. Like, nah.
In the car too? Yeah, I know. That's different.
You're not getting in this car, ma'am.
Right? Like, you want to be helpful, but you want to be safe too.
Yeah. Do you have a cell phone? That's what I said. Do you have a cell phone? I felt like such a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like really like wondering to myself, like, whatever happened with her, you know? But in the same breath,
Now you care, Six. Now you care.
you had to be there. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I was afraid. So like that's one of the most. That's definitely a crazy story. The drive-bys, all that stuff. That sounds very exciting. You know, I have never ever, thank God, knock on wood, been around a drive-by. However, my mom was. Damn, my mom is weird. She's a lot of stories. My mom has a lot of stories. She has more stories than me. My mom was in a drive-by. She actually called us. They shot her car up bad, man. And
Oh,
she called us. She said, "Come down here." And we pull up. We call her. Are they gone? are,
yeah.
are they still shooting? Because we're about to pull up, and you need to come on. You need to come on, and you need to get. We gotta go. Leave the car. Forget the car. Make a claim. And that's what I told my mom. I said, "Mom, make a claim and leave the car. It don't need to wait for the police because I ain't gonna be around no police." Shoot. I mean, come on now. I can't. It's only but so much helping the police that we could do. Now, women, y'all have it differently, but you know we ain't about to help the police. We all black here. We all black here. You know. So you hear about that Meek Mill line that he did with Kobe Bryant?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, he made a line about Kobe Bryant that got Kobe Bryant's wife pretty pissed off.
Hmm.
You know about he said he's going down with his chopper like Kobe. He'll
Oh,
be
yes. Well,
yeah, a
What do you
horrible
think
line.
that's
yeah,
insensitive?
that's
Huh?
unnecessary. Like, what?
You think that's insensitive?
The thing about it is, I don't even know the word insensitive is not what I would use. I would call it misdirected. If the line was relevant, like to what Meek Mill was talking about, it's not even a good metaphor. So I didn't get it.
It's
And
unnecessary. Yeah, it's very.
It's
so
unnecessary.
Ari Spears took shots at the whole rap industry.
Who?
Ari Spears. He threw his spears at us.
Who is Aries
He said we
Spears?
all rap alike. Ari
Hmm.
They do.
Spears is a comedian or a former comedian. He got knocked out on camera while he was sitting there talking trash to another person, and they
Hmm.
knocked him out. So Ari Spears' history is that. Now he's gained a lot of weight, and he apparently doesn't like hip hop music anymore because we all sound the same cadences. Luna, how do you feel about not just hip hop because that cadence now has been transitioned into R&B world as well? You
Hmm.
know, so how do you feel about the new sound of music and everyone, I guess, sounding similar?
Yeah. Um. Well, I think that a lot of people tend to do that because that's when you see somebody else being successful, you mirror them. So a lot of people just take to that sound because they're seeing a success. That's the sound that gets results. So
Yeah,
if you make that sound, then why not do it? I think that's that mentality that
yeah,
that's people are carrying with that whole. It's like that's known to be proven to work. So
right, right. Hey, Jezebel, what do you
I
think
was just
about?
thinking because I wanted to compliment you, Luna, because your voice is very distinct. Um, and I really love your voice. But I also like I feel what you're saying. I just it's an artist. You don't sound. It's a flow. It's not the sound because you
yeah,
sound. Your voice is distinct, but it's like a soulful flow. So I understand that. But when people are sounding identical, I have a
that's yeah,
um
yeah.
and and that's what I'm seeing a lot of rappers doing now. Like if it's not they're copying the flow and the sound. Like it's
Mhm.
like that it a lot of people are starting to lack originality.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
understand that too. Definitely. You don't want to cross that. You want to mirror, but you also want to be you. I
Yeah.
think that's the hard. And it's hard. I think it's hard to. I guess that goes a lot with confidence and security and like being insecure and stuff like that. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard to be you because you're the only you there is. So you have to stand strong in it. And it's really hard to stand strong in that because no one, you could have people tell you, oh, like this is what I think about you. But they won't fully know because no one could ever be you. So you have to fully believe that. And that's the journey within itself. So once you believe that you are you and you can stand strong within you, that's when people could stand strong in their originality. So I think that whole like copying other people, like just being like copying people's flow and like that style, that's the lack of just standing strong within yourself. And like, it's a process. Yeah, it's really a process.
What's crazy is like everything that y'all are saying is correct, right? But let's play devil's advocate because I like playing that, right? Artists, there are more artists than there are engineers, right? So if you have, there's a little Lunatyde somewhere that's watching you, right? And she likes your music, she comes to you and say, "Hey Luna, where you record?" You know, or she watched this interview and she see you work with New Name and global producers, and now her goal is to work with New Name and global producers. You know what I'm saying? So now, whatever her path takes her, if she never works with New Name or global producers, she'll never ever find the Luna sound. If she finds a chance to work with them, then chances are they already have a Luna template sound. You know what I'm saying? Now they know because when you walk in the studio, you ready because they are ready to work with you time and time again, right? So when I walk into studios, I always realize now every engineer already has on auto tune. You know what I'm saying? And it's like as soon as you start rapping in the mic, it's like ho auto tune. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes every artist that I have seen that was never an auto-tune artist, every artist that I've seen, when they put those headphones on and they hear how they sound with that auto-tune on, they say, "Oh, that's auto-tune?" And the first thing they say after that is, "Leave it on, I like it. I like it." And they start mimicking that sound that they hear on the radio and trying to like get that sound that they really thought they never would ever be able to find. So playing devil's advocate when there's 50 rappers and two engineers or two producers to those rappers. It's not lack of originality. It's lack of people to work with.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, but you have control over. I would think the artists. I don't know. I don't record, but I would think the artists have control over their sound. Let's use 1501 for instance. That work with Megan Thee Stallion, right? Now they're working with Erica Banks. Erica Banks sound identical to Megan. Is it because that's how she sounded before they groomed her, or are they grooming her to be another Megan, which we already have, which is going to be her cat? Instead of her using her originality. You understand what I'm saying? Which could possibly get her further.
Yes.
Or not. We don't know.
Correct. I mean, look, remember when J. Cole first came out? He was able to stay creatively in control, but it took a little longer than most people to get out. You know, I mean, Kendrick Lamar he maintained some control, but it took longer to get out, right? And of course, they're now the megastars of it. If you fight for something, it takes longer to be in control, which is amazing because that was actually one of the topics from my Sixxcess Express question, right? About doing collabs with major artists. You know, now that's why I always ask artists like who you want to collab with, major or indie, right? And I think that collaborations are something that should not be made or forced to happen, right? I think that collaboration is supposed to be, you see I'm doing this, you see I'm doing that, we know we can make something together. Now, let me explain something crazy, right? This music industry is made up like a web.
Right.
We got our publishers, we got our artists, right? So now me and you do a track together, Luna. Now we've just created ourselves full revenues of income, right? Now you gonna do a track with someone else. Now you created 8 webs. You know what I'm saying? And so on and so on. But the problem with collabing with major artists is who has the power, who has the rights, right? And a lot of them, the artists don't have those rights, right? So,
Right.
which was the question? Would you sign with a record label and they turn you into a puppet?
No.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's a very good question.
Yeah. Well, I feel like my passion's music. So the fact that it's just something close to me, and you know when you have something that's just your, like, you want it to be yours. You don't want to do stuff for other people. Like, I know that even just like a 9 to 5 job, I don't want to work for anybody else. You know,
Correct.
like, I don't. My life is my life alone.
Right.
Everyone's journey is their journey alone. I don't want. I guess that's my whole belief, is that I don't want to live my life for anybody else.
Right.
This is mine. That's the one thing, sole thing I can keep to me. And so the whole, like, doing a record label for, like, being a puppet and stuff like that is, that's totally just not what I want. It's not peaceful. It's not me. It's not for
Right.
me. It's someone else. So they're living their life through me and their own life. So it's kind of low key cheating. Like,
Yeah.
it's like a
They
cheating.
are. They are. Like, I don't know if you seen the interview when I talked about the producer, the publisher, who admitted he wanted to be an artist. That was his dream, but he couldn't hold a note, couldn't get a bar together to save his life, and he couldn't keep his weight under 300 pounds. Right.
Mhm.
So he said, "I'll just publish music, and I'll just buy people that's saying what I want to say, and I'll get my word across that way." you know. And like you said, you don't want to work for people your whole life, but music is your passion, right?
Mhm.
And that's where I think that the whole record labels and signing for record labels becomes tricky because
Mhm.
I believe this: if a record label wants to sign an artist and they're going to put money behind that artist, that record label should have some type of control over what that artist puts out, right?
Mhm.
I do also believe that there's a time frame on that. It's like I
Right.
give you 3, on my 4th one I get to be a little free, you
Mhm.
know, and by that time you should have generated enough money and the knowledge that you would of how a record moves, so that if they don't push it, because they usually won't push they won't push it if it's not their agenda, right? So
Yeah.
you'll know how to push it yourself, and if it wins, then the label will back it.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, we're not gonna promote this project. No one cares about it. Like Drake Future did. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Yeah.
they wanted to drop their albums so they can get out their deals. So the labels wasn't letting them. So they dropped mixtapes. But at that point, they understood the process of what it took to make a record hot, right? To
Right.
sell a record, to bring in revenue. And by them doing it themselves, they worked together and did it, you
Mhm.
know. And by them doing that, it made the label say, hey, we'll take it. We'll take it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
No,
We,
it's true though.
we want a piece. We want a piece. So it's
Yeah.
like, all right, we got to play ball here. And I ask artists all the time, what do you want to do? Right?
Mhm.
You're gonna be on the grind. You're gonna be on the road. You're gonna be what they call a starving artist at some point in the
Right.
beginning. But do you want to be a starving artist, um, going to work every day with a real job? I mean, like going
Mhm.
to like Target, Walmart, the doctor's office to be a receptionist. I don't care if you work for the State Department. You know what I'm saying? If you say you are an artist, I believe that that's what you want to be. Like getting up and going to work is a burden, right? So
Mhm.
now you want to make music. So get in there. sign that deal. Work with them. Work with them artists because now that's your job to make
Right.
music, right? To write music, to give music to your label for them to sell it. And what's more easier than a label coming to you and saying, "Hey, we want you to make a song about March 14th today."
Yeah.
You know, it's like March 14th today. All right, how much am I gonna get off of this? You know, a lot better than going into the studio to try to figure out this. Now, I don't really recommend anybody being a puppet. You
Yeah.
know, but to answer the question that was asked to me in my Success Express question,
Hmm.
you're if you work for a company, you're already a puppet.
That's true too. You're doing what
You
you're
know,
told.
I mean, they tell you at 7 o'clock, be here, or we want to fire you, cut the strings, and put somebody else on the strings.
Hmm.
So I don't want to hear artists or managers, because usually it's managers that talk this talk. You know, they'll be like, you'll be a puppet if you sign a deal. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
it's usually those guys that talk that talk. Because artists, we got to understand something. There's very few of us that would be happy performing in bars for the rest of our lives.
Yeah,
But
no, definitely.
at some point, that gets to the point where I want to hit the big stage. I
Of
want to
course.
go to the arena. I want my own Coachella evening. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
believe what you want, guys. You're not gonna get that stuff without the labels.
Well, of
I
course, I'm
mean,
not bashing labels at all. What we've actually talked about in class is how you can negotiate.
yeah,
And the fact, I guess, my idea right now is I don't want to go to a label because I can't negotiate much. I want to go to a label when I can negotiate and it's like more of a better playing field.
yes,
And then I could get more out of it. You know, like it's more of
yep,
a
yep,
collaboration than it is them guiding me and telling me what I need to do. I want to have that knowledge. So when I go to a label, they can't do much. Like they can't
genius.
take over too much. Like we are collaborating. So we're doing this
Yeah,
together. I'm making you money. You're helping me make us money. You know, it's
yep.
a collaboration.
And that is exactly 100,000% the way that you do it. You rise your stock. You perform. You perform your records. You invest in your own marketing, your own marketing strategies, your own marketing programs. You know what I'm saying, and things
Mhm.
like that. And now you put yourself in a position where you like, hey, I'm already bringing in 10,000
Exactly.
a year, 20,000 a year, 30,000 a year. Why do I? What do I need? You know, what do you want? Because it's like I said, it's all about what you want. And like Luna said, guys, that's the best way to answer this question. Build your stock up. Don't knock the labels. Build your stock up and get yourself in a position to negotiate. That's how I would do it. So,
That's-
Luna, are you are you aware of the Huffington Post?
Yes, yes, I've been to
This
those.
is my favorite part of the show. One of my favorite parts of the show. You know, and like at the beginning of the month, it was
Yeah,
hell. I mean, at the beginning of the year, last year, it was hell for me. I was able to find Huff everywhere because that's all they had. But
yeah.
like I said, the past month, I don't know if Joe Biden has and Kamala said, "Let the good tree in." Now we got them. We in. Let the good tree in. Kamala brought the tree from California with her, all over to the West Coast, all to the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? She was like, "Bring it on over, bring it on over." I was cool with that. So I said, we got to do something different. We got to start talking about other things because these are things that can contribute or make the problem. So last week I told everybody about all these backwoods that we was dealing with. But this week I want to talk about something more in Jezebel's lane. Sheets and funnel,
Dang, and I ain't even got my funnel
raw
right.
cones, bamboo sheets, Bob Marley sheets, pronto funnel, blackout funnel,
Ginger
photo
spice
funnel.
funnel.
I don't even know anymore. So I saw a guy roll a J, and he was, of course, doing sheets and funnel. Now, he asked me, "Do you do sheets and funnel? You mind?" I said, "Hey, when I go to the studio, that's all let's smoke. Sheets and funnel. Go on, roll it up." I watched him roll this J, and he put a little bit of green and a lot of brown. And I was like, is that the right ratio? He said, oh, this is how I do it. I said, but shouldn't you put more weed in it? I could put some weed in it if you need me to. He said, no, I'm just going to roll up a few of these. I hit the J, and I immediately felt like my whole esophagus was being ripped to shreds. I don't know if the man just made a cigarette with a kick to it or not. But I gotta tell y'all, sheets and funnel people, there is a proper way to do it. Jezebel, would you like to share the proper ratio? Because if I do it, I'll do it like Martha Stewart, where you're gonna have 1 cup of weed and a little pinch of funnel. You know,
I'm the wrong person to ask because I'm a heavy funnel smoker. Simply because I have a tobacco habit. I did used to smoke cigarettes back in the day. I don't smoke Capones or any tobacco products now. So that goes in my weed as far as the funnel. Now I don't roll completely brown J's. My ratio is more so uh three fourths to one fourth. So it's a nice heavy amount of brown in there. As far as my funnel, I might do a double back if I'm smoking by myself. If I'm smoking with others, I kind of lighten up. But I love funnel. I'm
Luna,
trying
are
to
you a
quit
sheets
though.
and funnel?
So I usually, I usually do games, but I usually just do mainly weed and then like a sprinkle.
Let me guess. Luna, you said games. Are
Games,
those
yeah,
game leafs or game cigarillos?
cigarillos.
That's a West Coast thing.
Yeah, that's my favorite. You open the
I'm
game, you
I'm
take
not
out.
gonna lie.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Swisher.
No. Yeah, I'm more game. Yeah. I actually, surprisingly, I picked it up in Maryland. I didn't pick it up until I got to Maryland.
No, I'm not gonna lie. What were you smoking before the games?
So yeah, what was I doing before the? So I didn't smoke as much. So it was only socially. So I didn't smoke myself, or like I think I had a pen. I usually hit a pen, but when I actually started
That's
smoking the
that's
games.
classic smoking.
Mm.
That's classic. See, I'm saving my pen days for when I go over to Cali. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
once I found out that they were doing counterfeit oils, I was super mad. I
that is
was super mad.
yeah.
I was wondering why I was able to get them for $20, and then I saw an expose. Then I saw an expose on what was going down, so I had to leave those alone. But
Mm.
I guess we have busted the myth that it's more funnel than weed
Yeah,
because
no, it's definitely never more funnel than weed.
yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And for people who didn't understand those measurements, I think she was saying that Jezebel was saying 75% weed, 25% funnel. And that's a good balance. That's a good balance. That's a good balance. I'm going a little bit further and say 80-20. 80-20, 85-15 is good. But I'm not ready to disown the backwoods yet. I don't know. I'm one of those smokers that really get drowned. So when I smoke the daggone leaves, they get stuck to my lip, and I mean the papers. When I smoke the papers, they get stuck to my lip and shit, and be sitting there. I was like, oh shit. I look like I'm about to do a mechanic job on a car, and
Oh,
the ain't still there. So I just be like, yeah. But this weekend, my weekend was so lit, guys.
Yes.
I have to tell y'all about all the many strands that I hit this weekend. I had GMO cookies. I had dragonfly. I had biscotti. I had ice cream. I had runts. I had white runts, pink runts. It was a smorgasbord. A smorgasbord, guys. And I gotta tell y'all, I didn't think that I would like ice cream cake as much as I do, but
It's good.
Yes,
so
huh?
what I am going to do, unfortunately, because this is the time of the show where we have to start wrapping it up. I do want to show y'all this. I know y'all may get a little jealous. I don't know if y'all can actually see that TAC count on there. Nope, it's not clearing up. Okay, there we go. So that was my weekend. We was all doing 25%. I should have bought the other container up here. That percentage of the TAC was 34%. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, there was a moment where I felt like I had to pull my feet to pull myself back in my body because I was gone. I was gone. So Lunatyde, y'all, this was a great show. I'm
Yeah.
glad you came in.
Definitely, I enjoyed it so
And
much.
and next time we're gonna have to get you back on here when that project drop and talk, how the project is going and inspiration on that stuff like that. We're gonna have to also see about some new strands and test some new stuff for us out there and tell us some more good stuff so we can know where to go. Tell them where to find you at again in case they just making it on our show.
Yes. So Instagram is Lunatyde.official, and you can search me up on YouTube or Spotify under Lunatyde.
Make sure y'all stream that video, Fast Cars. Also, is it Pretty Things or Pretty Little Things? I think it's
Pretty things. Yeah.
Pretty Things. I love that song. So you guys make sure y'all go stream that. Yeah, follow your girl Luna.
Yes.
Yeah, man. And if you haven't already smashed that like and subscribe button right there, hit that like and subscribe button on Boss Biz Radio. Y'all know we here each and every Monday. Jezebel, you got something coming up this week? I know you do.
I actually don't. Besides All Star Weekend, girls trip.
Hey,
That's
I'm
fun.
going to see Pooh Shiesty. I don't need security in the club. I got my own foul on me. So I'm about to go see Pooh Shiesty on Friday or Saturday.
Pooh
And Lil
Shiesty.
Durk is going to be in the club. So you guys pray that there's no shootings.
I'm praying for that. I'm praying.
But yeah, I'll be in your town from Friday to Tuesday. So I'll be
And
turned up.
if y'all, I supposed to be in Memphis. So that's next week. So anybody down in Memphis with the gas, lock in with me. Because I don't want to get down there and be found in no huff. Because I'm gonna talk about it. All right. So y'all already know it's your boy Sixxcess, Jezebel the Truth. We had Lunatyde this week. Great show. Y'all go and follow her. That name right there, Lunatyde, on all platforms. At this time, y'all already know what it is. Y'all should be flicked off them ashes, putting that roach in the ashtray, and getting ready to roll another one. Because I know I am. Lunatyde.
Thank you.
See you later.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a great week.
Thank you. See you too.
Success.
Know.
Hopefully you come out this weekend.
I'm gonna come out.
All right. Talk to you guys later.